Okay, so I have a set of Crayola crayons here, and I am going to draw. I'm going to pick a couple colors and just randomly pick some stuff and see what I can pull out of this. Okay, let's see. Let's start off with, I love reds for some reason, so I'm going to start off with this scarlet red right here. This is called a scarlet red. This one here is Tickle Me Pink, Sky Blue, Violet Purple. This one just has green. It's just normal green, I guess. And this one just normal blue. Ruin this piece with some final lines. I'm going to try to establish a little bit more of these shapes so I can lock in these features. And as you can see, you can kind of see where I'm going with this already. Got a couple lines. Let's see what I can do with this crayons.
Do you feel like the quality of your art materials matters?
Materials do matter, but it don't. It really boils down to your skill level. If you think about it, the masters from back in the day, they had to make their own materials. They didn't have an art store to go to, so they had to make everything by themselves. They had to make their own paints, their own brushes, their own canvases, and they had to use the materials around them to be creative and come up with new, interesting ways of creating a beautiful work of art. The same thing is today. You know, let's say you're somewhere and you don't have access to an art store. You have to tap into your resources. What's around you? What do you have? What can you use to create this masterpiece that's in your mind? You just have to be as creative as possible, use your materials, and just do it. There's a certain feeling that comes from picking up a specific pencil and feeling the stroke as it goes across the paper, as you're trying to shade and trying to create this piece of it's in your mind. There's a certain feeling that comes from it. So in a way, materials do matter. Certain times when I'm drawing, if I don't have the materials, it can kill the feeling. It can absolutely kill the feeling that I have when I'm trying to create, when I'm trying to draw a head or a hand or a pose, and I'm not feeling it anymore. So I there are times I will drop everything and just walk away, or I'll go out to the store and I'll buy the right material so I can capture that feeling all over again, and then I can sit down and draw. But nothing beats a fresh new paper. When it's brand new, you just pull it out, it's crisp, smells great, you put it down, you can touch it and feel it, and you can massage it. It's very intimate. It's you, the paper, and your thoughts.
Hey guys, before moving on, Ryan has a Gumroad tutorial where he goes through his introduction for drawing. He demonstrates everything he uses on a daily basis for rendering forms, drawing characters, and making dynamic poses for his work as a professional comic book artist. There's a total of 7 chapters, 2.5 hours of unnarrated demos, and 1 hour of lectures. Each chapter also has assignments for you to follow along with. First 10 of you to use the code LEARN2DRAW, you'll get 30% off. Thanks, and back to the video. Do you feel like you have a specific drawing method / style?
There is a certain method to it, but for me, I am somewhat chaotic, so I try not to think. I just feel as I'm going, and if one color works great, I'll keep going. If another one doesn't work that great, I'll use it for what I can, then I'll drop it and pick up another color, and I'll start using that. And a lot of it is just based off of instinct. Just pick up something and just kind of go. You know, I'm trying not to think about it too much. I'm trying to just do, kind of like the Nike slogan, you know, just do.
Do you have any advice for someone trying to get better at intuitive drawing?
A lot of my thought patterns when I'm drawing comes from referencing and just just my database that exists in my head, the database of ideas and thoughts and all the reference materials that I've seen in the past. It comes from that. And all I'm doing is just trying to recreate it. It's very much like trying to reinvent the wheel. I've seen many artists draw the head multiple times. So how am I going to redraw this head that has been done multiple times, but I'm going to do it in my way? It's the same head, it's the same wheel. So I'm recreating that wheel the way I would recreate that wheel. So that's basically it. There's certain templates, certain patterns that stays the same, that doesn't change, and you just keep going. So my creativity really comes from movies, comics, toys, that genre, that material of knowledge that's out there that's already created. It just inspires me to create and come up with new ideas, new thoughts, new patterns, and recreate it the way I would do it. It is that visual library that's in my head. And once you've drawn it once, twice, 25 times, 50 times, it becomes locked in. So all you have to do is just recreate it one more time. Do it 51 times now, and just keep going. 52, 55, 59 times until you just keep getting better and better and better at it. That's what you want to do. You want to repeat certain patterns over and over and over until it's locked into your head. That's one of the things that was told to me when I first came in the industry, was I need to be consistent. Consistency is the key, because you don't want to draw the Joker once and then draw him twice and then draw him 15 times and have 15 different Jokers.
How should somebody build their visual library?
Reference, reference, reference. If you can't figure it out, it's been done before, so look at how other people has done it, and just keep referencing and trying and failing. Failing is part of succeeding. You have to fail to know what it feels like to fail, what it feels like to succeed, to pull yourself out of the rut, and to finally complete something and just have that satisfaction, like, I did this. So you have to keep trying over and over, and reference as much as possible, and don't get frustrated. Don't give up. You're always going to be your worst critic. So you have to get inspiration or get some form of criticism from outside of your head, outside of your immediate circle. You have to get some form of criticism, because if you don't, you're limiting your exposure, and you're limiting your expansion, and you want to tap into this and keep it going. So learn from others. Okay, so I just demonstrated, doing a Joker head using Crayola crayons. To me, materials do matter, because it's a feeling thing. It's something that it's an artist, you want to capture a certain feeling, and if you just can't capture it with the tool, then you have to change your tools. Luckily for me, I already know my fundamentals, so applying those fundamentals while using these specific tools wasn't too hard for me. I could still feel the disconnect between my thoughts and just the actual materials that I'm using. But since I know what I'm doing, I just mentally blocked it out, the fact that I'm using a crayon, and just went for it and just kind of did what I did. There's certain times as I'm going in that direction, I could feel myself stopping for a minute, because or getting caught in the moment, because what I'm thinking or what I'm trying to apply, it's not coming out. So I had to readjust and think about the materials I'm using, and just just try to apply certain techniques just to kind of capture it. And even if it's not coming out exactly 100%, it's close enough. So I think it came out okay. It's definitely in the sketch mode. And yeah, so this is it. This is the once and only time you will ever see me draw with a Crayola. I'm never ever going to do this again. So I am going to be switching back to my Prismacolors and any other thing that I've been using in the past. So